In this unit, we're talking about plant tropisms and photoperiodicity. A tropism is just a growth response that results in the plant growing towards or away from a particular stimulus. Phototropism is easy to remember because it involves light. So plants are responding to light. If we're talking about positive phototropism, plants are growing towards the light, and this is most often seen in shoots. With negative phototropism, the plants are growing away from the light, and this is more commonly seen in plant root systems. Gravitropism is a response to gravity. So the roots tend to display positive gravitropism, and shoots display negative gravitropism. And so you can see that in this picture here, as the shoots are growing away from the pull of gravity, and the roots are starting to grow down towards the pull of gravity. And the response with gravitropism occurs as soon as a seed germinates and the organs start to grow in the appropriate direction, no matter how the seed is oriented when it lands. So this is really helpful for plants to start to grow in the right direction, no matter where they end up or how they're oriented when they end up there. Thigmotropism is interesting because it results in several phenomena that you've probably seen before. And this is a response to touch. So thigmotropism is a response to touch. And this comes in several forms. One of them is with trees in windy habitats that tend to grow very short and thick compared to their neighbors or members of the same species that are not growing in a windy habitat. So the wind in this example is blowing in this direction, and the parts of the plant that are exposed to the majority of the wind don't grow very much, but the parts that are not exposed to so much of the wind tend to grow much thicker. And so you end up with a plant that looks like it's being blown off to one side, but it's really not. It's growing in a way that is responding to the force of the wind. And so another example is plants that use objects for climbing, such as vines, like you can see here. The plants are responding to the presence of this wire that they're growing on by wrapping themselves around it. Plants also close, or some species of plants also close when you touch them, and that's a response to your touch as well. So that's another example of thigmotropism. A photoperiodicity is a physiological response to the relative lengths, so the period, of night and day. So that refers to the photo part. So this affects plant growth and development because some plants will only grow in a certain time of year. Some of them will only flower in a certain time of year. So one example is these liverwort flowers, which bloom very early in the spring. And compare that to goldenrod flowers, which bloom very late in the autumn, or early in the autumn at the very end of summer. So check your reading materials to see if you need more information about specific tropisms and photoperiodicity.